What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Monday, Donktober 11th, 2020. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside DualShockers' own Mario Rivera. Hello, Mario.
Hello. Hey, you said my name right.
It's because ahead of time I hit you up to say, "Hey, how do I say your name right?" Like it's the little things that make me the host I am, Mario, and that's trying to be respectful to everyone I bring on my show.
That's good. That's good.
How are you, sir?
A lot of things have happened in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's definitely been overwhelming, but I'm here and I'm trying to live my best life. Got my coffee, my damn fine coffee, so I'm excited. So let's
of course, Mario, you've been a Kinda Funny best friend for a long time.
Bandcamp days.
I know, isn't that ridiculous? I got an email from Bandcamp the other day. I was like, "Hey, by the way, you've made $0, but you've had like 3 plays." I'm like, "Who is listening to Bandcamp Game Over Greggy episodes?" I digress. You're here, of course, in a professional capacity. Mario, who are you and what do you do?
Yes, I am that Mario Rivera. I am the video managing editor here at DualShockers, where I help develop the content there. When you see the reviews in terms of the videos, if you see the editorials in terms of previews for gameplay stuff, I am the one that's doing the operations on the actual YouTube side of our website. So we'll have someone who is a wonderful writer, like Logan Moore or Michael Ruiz or Autocrat Key or Ben Bayless, and I will convert their words, make them into a video that should be shown on our platform and hopefully shown on a different, totally different medium than from the written word. So that's essentially what my job is, to make other people and bring it to life, really.
How long have you been doing that now for DualShockers?
This is actually, and I got the notification on Instagram because the only way I know my anniversary is because I met Ric Flair. This is my this is my 1 year anniversary with DualShockers.
Wow, congratulations!
Actually, yeah. So that's crazy to see the year development happen. But yeah, absolutely. My first gig, I got to shoot WWE 2K20.
There it is. You got your cup still.
Yeah, I still got my cup.
So, do we blame you for that game? And how that came out?
No.
Was that something you said?
No. We were very critical very early.
No, I don't mean. I understand. The other thing, though, Mario, is, of course, you're here kicking off Kinda Funny's Hispanic Heritage Week. Now, when I say kicking off, that actually, I think, downplays the fact that you are the entire reason this is happening. Kevin, can you throw up the first link there? I have it underneath guest. Of course, you hit us up and said, "Hey, if you guys are doing anything for Hispanic Heritage Month," which, of course, ends at the end of this week, it'd be great to have me on or something, promote creators like that, Latinx creators. And it was interesting because, first off, you tagged everybody in this tweet. I missed it just for, I guess, how jam-packed the day is and how crazy my Twitter feed is. Andy didn't. And I think it was one of those things, Hispanic Heritage Month was coming around. We understood that because Andy was activated in it. He has been doing a bunch of stuff with Twitch. He was streaming yesterday on the front page of Twitch for it. But it was one of those things that, trying to keep everybody paid, the show's going, where's the Xbox Series X, yada, 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 the million other things going on. I think it kind of missed our checklist thing of like, we should do something too, right? I think we often forget that Kinda Funny isn't just us clowning around about Batman and Robin. It is a platform that can be used for good. So, you sent this tweet out, Andy saw it and agreed with it and brought it up at the company meeting. And now we're starting Hispanic Heritage Week.
Yeah, I honestly, and kudos to you guys in general. I feel like this year has been a hell of a one. And within, obviously,
it's good. It's not been a good year.
No, but I do think that you guys have done an excellent job in bringing up new people, representing new people, whether it is being Zombie Kills, Parrot Lily, obviously all the people that have come before me, but now you're also now helping out, obviously, the Latin people as well. So very much appreciative of this opportunity and to help spark this conversation to have us all have something to do this week.
Yeah, of course, it's Kinda Funny Games Daily has a Latinx host throughout the week. Andy's leading a Kinda Funny podcast this week that's all Latinx creators. We are also doing 2 different episodes of We Have Cool Friends. So it's a jam-packed Hispanic Heritage Week. And really, I have to thank you, Mario. I have to thank you for doing this. I think when we started Kind of Funny, one of the first things I said, right, was that we weren't making this for you, right? We were building this with you. And what that meant, of course, is that we're not in an ivory tower. We are on the ground with you guys because we're making stuff for our best friends, you, the audience. And so we need you to, of course, keep us honest, kindoffunny.com/you're wrong, but also point things out that are happening in different communities that we might miss. Or, I mean, and I know how silly it sounds to me, or I shouldn't say that. I think I understand how silly it sounds to a lot of people. Take into account that we still think of this business as a bunch of friends clowning around. So it's hard for us sometimes to remember that we have a reach, we have a platform, and we should use it for things like this to celebrate our friends who don't get enough of the limelight. So thank you, Mario. We couldn't have done this without you.
Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Now, if you're ready, ladies and gentlemen, we have a bunch of bad news. Outside of the fact that there's Xbox Series X's popping up in the wild, it's a bummer of a news day. Crucible is dead, Indivisible is dead, and Level 5 in North America is dead. We're going to talk about all this and more because this is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday on a variety of platforms, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about. If you like that, be part of the show, patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. Of course, you can give us your questions, comments, concerns, squad up requests, and everything else under the daily video game news sun. Of course, on patreon.com/kindoffunnygames, you can get each and every episode of Kind of Funny Games Daily ad-free and with a giant post show we do at the end each and every day. Remember, of course, there's also the show Bless Up. If you're going over to Kind of Funny, I swear, record the September Greg Way today. Or not today, but this week, I'm getting it done. If you have no bucks to toss our way, it's no big deal. You can watch us record the show live on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. If you're watching live, you have a special job. Go to kindoffunny.com/you're wrong. Tell us what we screw up as we screw it up so we can set the record straight for everybody watching later on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, roosterteeth.com, and listening on podcast services around the globe each and every weekday. Some housekeeping for you. Right now, my first impressions of Yakuza Like a Dragon on the Xbox Series X are up on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. And of course, the First Impressions podcast feed, wherever you get your podcasts. It's me and Imran Khan talking about Yakuza Like a Dragon for about 25 minutes. It's very good, I think. And I had a really great discussion with Imran, who brought in all the Dragon Quest information I did not know about. On top of that, we are streaming 2 different games this week. Second Extinction with me and Andy is happening Wednesday, 12:30 p.m. Pacific time, twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, of course. This is the game where you run around and kill dinosaurs with machine guns, so we're excited. And then Friday, Blessing and I are making good on our word in saying that Andy Cortez is a liar and playing Ghost of Tsushima Legends right after Kind of Funny Games Daily, so about 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. On Friday, we will kick that off and play for as long as we can before the next conflict on the calendar. Of course, like I said, all the stuff about patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. One of the other perks you can get is being a Patreon producer like James Davis at James Davis Makes, Blackjack, and Tom Bach. Today, we're brought to you by DoorDash, Upstart, and Bespoke Post, but I'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. 6 items on the Roper Report.
A baker's dozen.
Kevin, what's going on? Give me the rundown.
I
What's
lost my
happening over there?
headphones. I lost the case. It fell out of my pocket, and I can't find it.
Do you think you lost them just like out in the wild or just gone?
Yeah, I was walking the dog. I'm trying to review Nest footage I have, see if I dropped it near my house.
If you can even see it.
I'm gonna go. Bye.
All right, bye, Kevin. Number one. Well, Kevin, you're needed for these first few stories. Number one, Xbox Series X's are starting to pop up in the wild. Kevin, if you want to throw up the first one, we have a tweet image here from Nibel over on Twitter, who's taking it from Reddit, but it doesn't matter. It's still awesome. It is a crate. It is a warehouse. It is a couple different pallets of the Xbox Series X boxes out there, ready to be delivered to some lucky soul eventually. If you're an audio listener, we've seen the leaked front of it before, but now it's confirmed for sure that yes, it's the top of the Xbox Series X with the green on it, talking about being 1 terabyte SSD, and in the back using the slogan "Power Your Dreams" as Master Chief looks over a stunning Halo Vista. If that wasn't enough, there is an unboxing up on YouTube as well. User over there by the name of Willie Crow has what I would imagine, and this isn't a knock, I don't know who Willie Crow is. Yeah, 203 subscribers. This man is about to have the most successful video of his entire life. You know what I mean? Willie Crow is all about this. It is him unboxing an Xbox Series X as it goes through. Of course, Xbox Series X's are out in the wild. Influencers, kind of funny. Press, we do have our Xbox Series X's, but the embargo is very, very detailed on what can be talked about when and where, is why you keep seeing the same photos of the unplugged off Xboxes and then some stuff now for booting and loading and going between games. But as you click through here, for Willie Crow, Kevin, you see him going through, getting it out. It comes with the same thing, power your dreams. It's wrapped up. And then, of course, it is the tower. He's going through his controller. He's doing all this stuff, getting into the power plug. But, of course, Jeff Keighley, he's had that exclusive for years now, Mario. Mario, where are you with your excitement for next gen as we are here officially 1 month today from PlayStation 5? A month minus 2 days from Xbox Series X?
In terms of that, I mean, I've been excited since we started doing the live streams for when the videos have been dropping at DualShockers. So with every new morsel of information that I get, the fact that the quick resume thing looks amazing, that's what I'm super excited for. I'm hoping that it's on the PlayStation because that's the one I pre-ordered. But the fact that, yes, I the games, the system, everything, I'm just super excited for the fact that this is coming in less than a month.
Right? That's the craziest part. You start thinking about that, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I felt like we were getting drip fed, like, the whole time for the last 2 years, especially when we first got it. I think the PS5 announcement like last year, but basically, finally, we are reaching the point where it's going to matter, and I'm really excited for it. I love this. I love in this video specifically. It's obviously a Spanish creator that found this box, or however he found that.
It fell off a truck.
Usually how it goes. But
it just stumbled into his life. Yeah, it's funny you bring up quick resume. One of the things I saw, Alana Pierce, of course, the Kind of Funny XCast host, tweeting about, I think yesterday, but maybe even this morning, I forget, was talking about like how people really aren't wrapping their heads around quick resume and what that's all about. Because she's like, it's not about going between games on one night. It's the fact that like when you turn off the console and turn the console back on, you can quick resume in. It's leaving 6 games open for weeks and coming back between them. And for me, with my tests of it, what's shocking, and I didn't understand either, was I'd be playing Yakuza, and for some reason there was a technical bug for audio that was not totally on my side. It was a kind of funny problem of unplugging the HDMI, going into a AVR, coming out of an AVR, all these different things. But when I restarted the console for the first time, and I was like, all right, let's restart Yakuza, to go back into Yakuza and have it immediately pick up where I was. And not like load, do the thing. It was like, start Yakuza, boom, you were right here. And it was like, oh my God, like even when it's being power cycled, even when I'm giving it a hard, like, okay, no, go restart the system, it is still remembering where you were in that game and dropping you instantaneously back to where it was.
Yeah, that just sounds incredible. I mean, and the fact that you're able to do that, like you said, turn the power off entirely and then be remembered. I'm afraid to do that on my PC, let alone open 1 or 2 games. I feel like my PC will explode. So the fact that box can handle that and handle up to 4 or 6, I've heard, that's intense. Like I'm super excited, especially if I decide that I want to play some Avengers, which I saw those tests. So
okay. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna tell you to play Avengers because it's a pretty broken game, but I do love Avengers, so I would say play Avengers.
Oh no, I love it. No, I love Avengers. I have a Captain America main. I play on PS4.
That's my guy. That's my guy right there.
That's right.
You're right. We're gonna get that PlayStation 5 upgrade when we get there. Woo-wee. Better load as fast as that Xbox version does, because it does. I digress. Jordan Deeb writes into patreon.com/kindoffunnygames, just like you can, and says, today officially marks 1 month before next gen is here. In honor of this countdown, I want to look back at older generations. So my question to you guys is this: is there a trend in gaming from previous generations that you wish to see make a comeback in next gen games? Alternatively, is there a trend from this generation that you hope to see go away or become less common? Mario, it's a big question.
Yeah, and I was pondering it, obviously, when we were setting up the doc. I think, well, the big thing for this generation that I want gone, and it's the Final Fantasy VII, like, going behind the wall, cutting through.
Yeah, the slide.
The slide thing. Like, Emran, I believe Emran brought that up on one of the Gamescasts, and 1000%, can we please stop that? To me, as much as I understand what it's for and what it's necessary for, I'm excited for the games to evolve past that specific loading. And obviously, if you go back to even like Spider-Man has the if you want quick travel, which why would you? It's Spider-Man, just swing around. It was the lowest rate view on the CTA, or sorry, CTA is Chicago, on the line.
I hear you. I feel you. I know.
But yeah, in terms of that, it's just like, All right, cool. That is what I'm excited for from this current gen. And I was thinking back, obviously, on the previous generations, and I think that a lot of the things that I think that were awesome about, or not awesome, things that I wish that they worked on are fixed, from previous generations. I think we've pretty much solved. Like, to me, indie games are not really indie games anymore. Like in the terms that they were, they're games. Like they're actual games. Do they get the biggest releases like Call of Duty and stuff like that? No, but it just takes a game from 2 years ago to grow big in a matter of moments. The moment people discover it.
Yeah.
Let's play some Among Us later. Just kidding.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Right. And I think, you're right there at the point. I mean, I think that, when you look at something like when Bastion originally released, right, it was oh my God, this is so great. Can you believe it's an indie game? Can you believe it's a downloadable game? Like, I remember I'm old, working at IGN, and when it was like, oh, it's pretty good. It's a really good game for a downloadable game. Oh, it's a really good game for an indie game. Like, you put those things on it. Whereas this year, I do believe that Hades is going to be in contention for Game of the Year. Like, I think that's on a lot of people's short list, deservedly so.
Yeah, in the same way that Disco Elysium was for the previous year.
Yeah, 100%.
The other thing, I think, licensed games, in terms of how they are treated now, I think have much more respect than they did previously, obviously. Obviously, you had your Spider-Mans and you had your Iron Man and you had all that. Well, now we have these prestigious versions of those. So I'm excited for that trend to continue because I think Batman broke that door. And then that's
Arkham Asylum, man.
Arkham Asylum broke that door, and now we can't go back to bullcrap, I can say bullshit. What the hell am I saying? Wolverine games,
Yeah,
so,
you can't have these weird cash-ins, right? It's, Spider-Man 2 on PS2 even. We all love for the open city, but the narrative of it was garbage as they tried to fit the movie stuff in and do all this other stuff with it, right?
Getting
like make the world make sense. Yeah. My balloons. Yeah, I think you nail it, right? Like when I think of a trend from previous generations that I'd want to see come back, it's really hard because I do think we're in such a great place. And I don't sit there and go like, oh man, like I guess if you get into the actual like what trend of not even video game consumerism or how you market it or capitalism or anything like that, like I would love to see again a PlayStation that I feel experimented more. Like this is something we've talked about before and like on PS I Love You, or do they play it too safe? Obviously Starhawk and Twisted Metal and that year of PS3 where they had an exclusive every month and none of them did well. Like, yeah, that wasn't a good move, but it was cool to see them support something like The Last Guy and make that thing. And I'm not saying they don't do that now. I'm just saying that I don't think you'd ever see something as weird as Starhawk come out of a PlayStation exclusive studio again.
Sure. Let's bring back Mag. How about that?
Oh my God. No, we don't need to bring back Mag. We don't need to bring back Mag, everybody. That's fine. We went too far. We went into it. And then for the trend from this generation that I'd like to see go away, right, would be the egregious, and I think we're already there, but the egregious microtransactions. Obviously, we saw that flare up and then start to cool off. But even talking last week with Andrea about like the time savers in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, it was that thing. I'm like, yeah, I guess. You know what I mean? At the time, I was like, whatever. I didn't care. I had spent the money on it and done it. But it was like, I get that is such a, if you're in that game right now and you're playing through it, like I know Barrett is, and you're just trying to get to the end of it, and it is this, you hit that wall of, well, I'm sorry, you need to be this power level or this overall level. You can see where that would wear you down and go through it. So yeah, I think egregiously trying to make money hand over fist from everybody would be a better thing.
Yeah, especially now that games are probably going up in terms of the pricing.
100%.
When it comes to those microtransactions, it's gonna add up. So,
all right. Let's go to number 2. This is where it isn't bad news, but it's where we're going to start to get storm clouds, and then it gets bad at number 3. Number 2, Sony scaling back the PlayStation Store. This is Hayley Williams over at GameSpot. As we get closer to the release of Sony's next generation of consoles, the company is reportedly updating the PlayStation Store to push the PS3, PS Vita, and PSP a little further out of the limelight. According to a report by French website Planète Vita.
Hey.
Did I nail that? Planète? Planète? Because it's got the T, it's got the E at the end of it. Yeah. Planète. No, there's no de. It's just Vita. Planet Vita. Planet Vita. The PlayStation storefronts on web and mobile will soon get rid of a number of product categories, including the older consoles. The leak shows a message sent by Sony Interactive Entertainment about the upcoming change, which Planet Vita acquired from a reliable source. IGN, by the way, I read Matt Kim's article this morning as well. They've independently verified this information. The biggest change is that PS3, PSP, and PS Vita games will no longer be able to be purchased from the mobile or web storefronts. They will only be available through the store apps on PS3 or PlayStation Vita. Notably, the PSP store on the device was discontinued back in 2016, meaning PSP players will only be able to digitally purchase games through PS3 or PS Vita. The change will also remove the ability to buy apps, themes, and avatars through the mobile or web stores. These items will still be available for purchase on the console storefront, however. The changes won't impact any content already purchased for any device. According to the message acquired by Planet Vita, the changes are set to come into effect on October 19th on the web and October 28th through the mobile app. Mario, this gets me incredibly excited because it means PlayStation 5 is closer than ever, and we're trying to clean it all up so it's just a normal front when we get going.
100%. We have to clean out the garbage. We have to throw out the old trash because I'm tired of seeing some old stuff on these stores because these stores do not work. The website doesn't work. Even on these consoles, no longer work. I'm tired of seeing themes from so long ago that are just garbage.
Dude, in general, the themes. Like, I hope with PlayStation 5, because again, we haven't seen the UI. I hope they're like, you know what, themes are dead. We don't need themes. Yeah. And I'll be like, thank you. We don't need. Themes slow down my PlayStation 4, it seems, and it's just a pain in the ass. Like, let's just have it run and get to the games.
Yeah, shout out to the PlayStation. To the Persona 5 ones and to the Final Fantasy 7. Those are the cool ones. Everything else is garbage. Get rid of everything else. That's all I'm saying.
As we see this, and even with the trophy stuff last week, it's that excitement of like, oh, wow, they're trying to get in front of this stuff. And I know last week when they were talking about backwards compatibility, they talked about the PlayStation app not working with PlayStation 5 or whatever at launch, or the PlayStation 4 app not working with PlayStation 5. I don't hold out hope they'll have one of those ready to go. That'd be awesome if they did and it was all set and we were ready to go. But this alone, the fact that they're like, hey, let's clear it up so the PlayStation Store on web and your apps is ubiquitous with PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. So it's not confusing. You know what you're getting. You can click on it. You can do it.
Yeah, I really want the love and care for these websites because I remember there's the Adam Boys. Obviously, here's the game, how to share games with your friends. There was a video that played. It was just a general, by the way, last generation, they had videos prepared of how like, this is how the PlayStation is going to work. And we haven't got that. So I'm kind of upset that I want to know what the damn UI looks like. But basically, in terms of like, them cleaning out things, I think it's just so much better. And now there's a group of people that I've seen that are like, oh, I'm so sad that I won't be able to buy it on those websites. But were you buying it on those websites to begin with?
I mean, that's the thing. And like, you talk about the stores being garbage already. Like the Vita store sucks. You turn on your Vita right now and try to use the Vita store. PlayStation abandoned that a long time ago, even though they didn't publicly say they did. Like you don't need to worry about it. Like it is what it is over there. And so just getting into it and having it be somewhat. I guess the thing is, and this shows not how little faith I have in PlayStation, but how complicated I think the PlayStation 5 launch is. I didn't expect this. I expected all of these things to come once that we were already, the ship was already sailing and they're trying to like fix things and do things and go that way. So the fact that they seem to be ahead of it, I'm down with. And to your point of the UI, I'm prepping PS I Love You live recording this afternoon. Blessings return to kind of funny content with less teeth. I'm prepping this doc and I'm talking about all that stuff in there. And one of the things is funny is I'm putting the question in there of like, when are we going to see the UI? And we are literally in that moment where it could happen at any second. Like we can easily record that conversation today and tomorrow they'll have it on the PlayStation blog.
I was really hoping it happened this morning because I really want to talk about it.
Well, I have something else breaking for you, so you don't have to worry about that.
Ooh,
you know what I mean? Like, you ready for the breaking news? Because this is now a number 3 that now screws up the numbering, but it doesn't matter. Breaking news. Rockstar buys Crackdown 2 developer Ruffian Games, rebrands them to Rockstar Dundee. This is Kurt McKean over at The Gamer. Rockstar now owns Ruffian Games and has rebranded the studio as Rockstar Dundee. Ruffian has been working with Rockstar since last year, assisting in the development of Rockstar's title. The studio is home to developers who have worked on both Manhunt and the Grand Theft Auto series. According to a company's house listing, the studio, which is best known for its work on Crackdown 2 and the Master Chief Collection, was rebranded as Rockstar Dundee on October 6th. Rockstar Dundee is listed on the company's career page and was noticed by a keen-eyed Twitter user last month, but the tweet went unnoticed. The Gamer can now confirm that this new studio is Ruffian Games under a new name. Ruffian Games confirmed that it is working with Rockstar, confirmed it was working with Rockstar last year when it was looking for a fresh talent to bolster its ranks. In a quoted tweet, the official announced put out a call for hires, which is just, we're hiring. The team at Ruffian Games is hiring. Since Ruffian has previous experience recreating old favorites with the Master Chief Collection, many fans are wondering if the studio will apply that same magic to some Rockstar classics, such as the original Red Dead Redemption. It is more likely that Rockstar is gearing up to increase production into next gen, during which the studio plans to re-release GTA 5 for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. So, out of nowhere, there you go. An acquisition by the one and only Rockstar.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, at the very least, if we'll get these updated versions of past Rockstar games. That'd be interesting. I have a friend who's a huge fan of Manhunt. I don't know why. That game is terrifying. But
essentially, I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know why I do that.
Yeah, I don't know why we're friends. But to be honest, I mean, to be totally honest, yeah, cool, great, more stuff. That's all I can really say about that. Really, it's just like being able to have someone to work on things in the past, or even to help develop for the things for the upcoming future when it comes to, say, Grand Theft Auto, if they're going to assist with that.
Yeah.
At the very least, if we could get an updated version of the original Red Dead Redemption, that'd be great. I think that one's the superior game, but that's just me.
You think that because you're right.
He's right. He's so right.
You got a good head on your shoulders there, Mario. Everybody go over to DualShockers.com and go into the feedback and say, give Mario a raise.
Oh, hey, that by all means.
Yeah,
please do
that's
that.
how you do it. That's how you do it. Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder if it's obviously this is breaking news and, everybody's kicking around Kirk's story. I wonder how much of it is, and it's what we do, jump to conclusions that, they've done remastered stuff before. They're doing that again. Like maybe, but maybe also, yeah, they're working on a new IP. Maybe they're just coming in to help out with whatever GTA 6 is. You imagine? You know what I mean? Like maybe they're remastering and doing their own Vice City. Like there's a million awesome things they could do with that, but.
Yeah, bring back Midnight Club. Why not? Because we need more racers.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what we need. That's exactly what we need. People love them racing. All right, that was your last
quick question. Before we go,
please.
Do I get to award Kevin stars? Just curious.
I'll allow that today. Yeah, but again, you have a budget. I will say you don't have to use them all. I'm giving you a budget of 3. That way, you don't the system doesn't break and you give out 10 or something today.
Okay,
remember,
so
yeah, exactly, Kevin.
It's not a good day for stars.
Do you want a star for your Google Bud?
It doesn't work like that. I have to earn it.
You're good. That's true. You got to earn that sucker. Let's go.
Let's get into the bad news now for a few stories. I have one. I think I put. I got a little bit of good news. It's not enough to save you though. Number 3, Crucible. That game, remember, from Amazon is officially dead. This is the post they put up on Friday. Essence Hunters, which I guess is what they call the players in that game. I don't know. In July, we moved Crucible into closed beta. We made a list of features we felt would enhance the player experience, which we shared publicly on our roadmap. And with the exception of custom games, which we expect to ship in the coming days, we completed all of them. With those features shipped, our next step was to evaluate the feedback we've heard from you, paired with the data we've collected to determine our path forward. The evolution that evaluation has that out. Let's try this all over again. That evaluation led us to a difficult decision. We'll be discontinuing development on Crucible. We very much appreciate the way that our fans have rallied around our efforts, and we've loved seeing your responses to the changes we've made over the last few months. But ultimately, we didn't see a healthy, sustainable future ahead for Crucible. We'll be transitioning our team to focus on New World and other upcoming projects from Amazon Games. We're offering a full refund on any purchases you made. You can find more information on our support page. We will also be disabling credit purchases within Crucible. In the next few weeks, we'll be hosting a final playtest and community celebration, both in-game and in our official Discord. After that point, we'll be disabling matchmaking, although you'll still be able to play Crucible through the custom games feature. Stay tuned for more information on that event. Servers will stay up for custom games until noon Pacific time on Monday, November 9th, 2020. Thank you, as always, for being part of our community. This has been a labor of love, and we're grateful for the time we got to spend on Planet Crucible with you. Signing off once more, the Crucible team. Now remember, this is a game that launched in May, was so panned that I went back into closed beta, and now is just dead from Amazon.
I had to remember what this game looked like. I looked at the IGN review this morning just to be like, oh yeah, that's the game. I actually never saw it before it went away the first time.
Yeah, I think I watched Andy's for a little bit on Kind of Funny.
And I have a friend who I actually knew about the game last year before it was really announced, because I had a friend, and of course I'm not saying his name just in case he signed something that he's not supposed to tell me. But he was telling me about it, and of course it did not sound good to begin with. So the fact that they're still having problems this so late, and obviously now closing down, it just sucks that I feel like this game was definitely a committee game in terms of what I even just by visually looking at it, where I feel like, what is the latest trend? Let's do it. Yep. It's in the same way of like a Battleborn. It also reminds me a lot of the game that Andrea Renee really loved that was on PlayStation
Paragon.
and PC.
Paragon, there it was.
There you go, Golden Star.
Golden Star. I heard that one.
That's it. The chat noted. Kevin just got a gold star.
There you go. So in terms of that, yes, it just felt like, okay, I get what you were going for, but this market is so saturated with these things, and things are going to fall off. So to me, it was a no-brainer that this would fall off. And while I'm excited for, not that I'm excited for, in terms of like what I hope this team can develop in the future, is something that is more in terms of original, or something that, while sure, they're obviously Amazon's to make money. That's what Amazon does. By the way, if you have Twitch Prime, you can give a sub. In terms of that, I'm excited to see what they do in the future. Luna kind of looks cool. Maybe they'll put more resources in developing a game for that, in the same way that I believe Stadia has games that are being developed exclusively for Stadia.
Right, they do, yeah.
So,
yeah, it's a weird one, and I find obviously they're getting, when this broke Friday afternoon, they were getting just drug up and down the streets, being beaten and made fun of. But it's like, on the one hand, like everything you just said is correct, and on the one hand, you want to look at it and be like, holy shit. Like, you know what I mean? A game that launched in May, now dead, and the back debate, all that jazz. But on the other hand, I do want to give them credit for doing that. Like, it is that, hey, they are designed by committee, and hey, Amazon Games is a new thing that's trying to do stuff, and they have obviously a team of incredibly talented people that can do things I can only dream of. And I'm sure they went in with the best intentions of making a.
Does his audio cut out for you too?
It did.
Yeah,
you good? You good, Greg? Porty pulling on the wires? I hear you now.
You're in and out. Talk. Go up to your mic. Talk to it louder.
Did you tap the microphone? Because I know your microphone. How's it going, Kevin? How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
Paula got me some glasses for the blue light reduction. So I got that going. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You good, Greg?
Nope, we can't hear you, Greg. Tap the top.
No.
Let's see if it's muted. Oh, he's gone.
Oh no. I have to deal with this all the time at DualShockers, so this is very refreshing, gotta say.
We'll get there. He'll come back at some point, right? I don't think I have a
Here, I'm gonna look at chat while this is going on. Hey, chat, how's it going?
Better?
Yeah, I heard it better. No,
hey.
You're in and out. It's weird. It's like there's suddenly a gate on your audio. Nope, he's gone. Do you think he could hear us?
I hope so.
Let's see if he's in the Discord chat.
Travis Warren, yeah, this is the Mario Show. Thank you so much.
Let's see. Hold on. If I press this button, where does that get this? Oh, that's close. Woo! That's close. Hold on. And then no, Jesus Christ. Don't do that.
No? Oh, this is not that kind of show.
Oh, wait.
Hello.
Yeah. Hey, we hear you that time.
Okay. Good? Cool.
Yeah, 19 restarts. There you go. That's all it took. We're back. Don't worry about it.
Okay, just showing off my Twin Peaks shirt.
Oh, nice. Let me see.
That's what that was.
Oh, that was your damn fine cup of coffee reference. I mean, I know without it, it's a Twin Peaks reference, but I didn't see the shirt. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that, everybody. My fat foot caught a cable under here. Just jostled it enough that that's what it is. I hate working from home. Anyways, back to my point though.
Cables all the time.
Yeah, but they never break anything at the old studio.
No, I was just there to fix it.
So anyways, back to the point. I do think that this is a sadder story than you want to give it credit for. Like, usually you see a game that comes and goes that quickly, like, oh my god, what a failure, which obviously it was, but it's also the fact that so many people worked really hard on it, and I also give them credit for not trying to force it and sitting there and being like, listen, we put this out with best intentions, and we got the feedback that it wasn't there, and we fixed that feedback, and people still don't care about it. And so it's an interesting, I wonder, on the inside fly on the wall thing, how many developers who were working on it wanted to get out, and then also who wanted to cut and run. Like, was it a bean counter thing where Amazon's like, listen, we're never making our money back on this, you're never getting that player base, it makes more financial sense to move on? Or was there a team that was like, no, we want to do this, we want to try to do it? Either way, it's a super sad story. A lot of people worked really, really hard on this.
It's funny, it's because it's also Amazon, right? Amazon is like one of the biggest companies ever. Yeah. I mean, Jeff Bezos could probably cure world hunger forever, but yet Crucible can't make it 6 months. You know,
Right.
so it is sad to see, but at the same time, I'm just happy for the team to potentially move on to something better.
Totally. And again, to your point, even with the Amazon thing, I think that's a really interesting thing where they don't want that one of their first forays here to be synonymous with meh. So they'd rather be like, you know what, we are Amazon and we can take a bath on this and we can just cut and run on it rather than sit there and be like, yeah, rather than sit there and do that thing where you like, how many people have we talked to who have a game that isn't good, but when they go out to talk about it on podcasts or interviews or whatever, they have to be like, well, yeah, launch was disappointing, but since then, yeah, and it's like, no, the game's still not good. Nobody wants to play the game. They have that luxury to say that, and they did.
No, for sure. I commend them on that.
You can't cure hunger. You can only silence it for a little while.
It's always coming back. You know what I mean?
I'm sure he can cure world hunger 2 times over, probably, and still have enough to live in San Francisco. You know,
never be full.
Number 4 on the Roper Report, Indivisible is no longer getting any content, new content or updates. This is Logan Moore at DualShockers. It has been a tumultuous past few months for Lab Zero Games and its former employees. Following the decision by multiple developers to leave the studio earlier this summer as a form of protest against owner Mike Zamont and his alleged history of sexual harassment, the company was soon after dissolved entirely, with all remaining employees being laid off. The move was one that left the developers' future and current projects in question. And as of now, we know what the status is with at least one of them. Publisher 505 Games released a statement today confirming what was already expected by many in the case of Indivisible, the action RPG that Lab Zero released a year ago. While the game was slated to receive future content in the form of guest characters, which included the likes of Shantae, Shovel Knight, and many others, this will no longer be possible. Additionally, characters that were created by those who backed the game won't be coming either. 505 did clarify, however, that there is still some content in the submission process that will still be coming to Indivisible. Of those new add-ons, one such update for the game's Switch iteration will bring a number of new challenges, co-op, and new Game Plus. Quote, at this stage, apart from the content that is already in submission, there will unfortunately be no more production on the game, 505 wrote. Mario, more bad news for fans of Indivisible. And what a shitty situation for everybody involved based solely on this Mike Z guy.
Yeah, to now have this entire company go under and all those people that have worked hard and diligent on this game, it really is a tragedy, in my opinion. It just sucks. You know, there's no real other reason to say when people lose their jobs. You know, we're getting that a lot this year. For many things, but this specifically for something like that's just rough. And for the people who are in, you know, Indivisible fans, like Cameron Hawkins from DualShockers is a huge fan of this game. I know Janet Shoa from Giant Bomb. I feel bad for them. I have yet to play the game. It is a game that I am interested in, obviously.
Yeah.
But ultimately, for that to be the case.
What's, of course, very important to do, of course, if you haven't been following the whole Lab Game Zero thing, all the stuff, is that the developers who left and were like, the owner said that he would step aside and get out of and stop doing this, and then changed his mind and continued allegedly harassing, bullying stuff. They broke away and started their own studio called Future Club. I'm reading from Kaylee Partleton over at pocketgamer.biz. Former Lab Zero developers have banded together to form a new studio known as Future Club. The new team have a wealth of experience, having worked on games such as Indivisible, and Skullgirls. The new independent studio is an employee-owned venture that will specialize in 2D animation with responsive gameplay. Quote, we wanted a fresh start with a company structure that was worker-oriented and gave everyone a say in the future of our organization, said Future Club producer and CEO Francesca Esquinense. Future Club is an employee-owned cooperative game development studio established with the belief that strong teams are greater than the sum of their parts. We value open, honest communication with peers, partners, and players, and take pride in our strength as a team. I'm very excited to continue leading and working with such an incredibly talented and passionate team of game developers. So again, if you loved Indivisible, if you love any of the games that are Skullgirls that have been worked on before, give Future Club a follow, pay attention to what they're doing, buy their next game, because it is the people who broke away and were like, we're not going to be a part of this anymore, we'll go start our own thing. And that's pretty damn cool.
No, for sure.
And of course, Logan's article goes on to point out, and obviously we all agree, like, one of the things that gets tacked on here, right? Additionally, characters that were created by those backed in the game won't be coming either. this is another one of those like wrinkle problems and ripple effects of making a game on Kickstarter, right? Like having people back on this idea that they're going to get this content eventually when something like this can happen, right? When something like this can go out there, or in Indiegogo too, can go out there and change everything and not actually get the content you paid for.
No, like I said, absolute tragedy.
A lot of people hurt by it. Shitty people doing shitty things in the world in general. So don't be a shitty person and don't do shitty things.
No, can I talk about real quick about a great person? The fact that you picked out this article with Logan Moore, who wrote it earlier.
Sure.
Logan Moore has done for me so much. He's partially why I'm here. I met him at a Kind of Funny meetup in Chicago when you guys did the
Let's Play
Live. Yeah. So I'm here because of him. So thank you so much, Logan Moore.
Well, there you go. I'm glad that all worked out and he got a shout out on the show. More bad news. Number 5. Level 5 North American operations have halted. This is Rebecca Valentine over at gamesindustry.biz. Ni no Kuni and Yokai Watch developer Level 5 appears to have all but shuttered its North American operations. According to multiple sources familiar with the matter, both Level 5 International America and the company's spin-off office, Level 5 Abbey, began winding down operations in the middle of last year, part of which included laying off a majority of both offices' staff. The precise number of people impacted is unknown, as is the number of employees still currently in each office. But sources estimate around 10 employees were laid off at Abbey in August 2019, and around the same number were let go at International America. Sources say that no clear reason for the layoffs was given, though those connected to Abbey say the employees, quote, were given every indication that the studio would be closing down, with 1 or 2 employees remaining for a few more months to carry out essential functions throughout the process, while the company consolidated its business between the Japan office and international advertising and branding company Dentsu. And it is unclear what the future of Level 5 releases in North America will be. One source suggested that there were currently no concrete plans for any more Level 5 games to be released outside of Japan. That's one that sucks if you like Level 5 games, and I know a lot of you do.
As much as I was like, I don't know what Level 5 games, but then I obviously see that it's Ni no Kuni, and that's a game that I really want to finish. I played it. I played it on the PS3 when it came out, obviously, and then I just recently bought it because it was a great sale on the Switch, and it's a beautiful game, and it's Pokemon-esque. So I very much love that game, and to see that potentially more games of that ilk not coming potentially here, that is where I think that we're feeling the burn, sadly, and the fact that we probably won't be getting any more of those releases if you are a Level 5 fan, obviously.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. Obviously, Rebecca's right. Rebecca isn't right or wrong. I guess she's saying it's unclear what it's going to be. I think, while yes, doom and gloom, closing your American company, what does that mean? There are a lot of ways around that, right? You can find publishing partners for games that you'd want to have brought over here, translations. There's business deals that could happen there. Who knows how that'll net out? We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, for sure.
The best I can give you to bring your spirits up, ladies and gentlemen, after some rocking and rolling, hard-hitting news there. Number 6, Final Fantasy XIV. We have some details for how it's going to run on PlayStation 5. This is Adam Bankhurst at IGN.com. Square Enix has detailed the upcoming 5.4 patch for Final Fantasy XIV and has announced that the PS4 version of Final Fantasy XIV will be playable on PS5 with PS4 Pro display settings and quicker load times. During the latest letter from the producer live broadcast for Final Fantasy XIV, producer and director Naoki Yoshida, who is also the producer on Final Fantasy XVI, revealed patch 5.4 entitled Futures Rewritten, and stated it will be released in early December 2020. This patch will bring new main scenario quests that will follow the grand conclusion of the Shadowbringer story and add a new raid dungeon, Eden's Promise, which is the 3rd chapter in the 8-player Eden Raid series. Yay!
Go you nerds!
A silver lining for the day that you can play on your PlayStation 5 with quicker load times and PS4 Pro settings. Hooray!
That's just one of those games that just came back from the dead and blew up, survived so much, and now it's going to be on the next console for you kids. Good luck to you.
Keep it up. You know what I mean? Keep it. Go out there, ride your chocobos, and slash the people who are screwing up the Shadowbringers, and they're trying to keep you all. I can't wait to see how the 8-player Eden Raid series continues to evolve. But Mario, seeing how that's going to evolve is going to take so long. If I wanted something more immediate, say what came to the mom and pop shops. Where would I go?
You would go to the official list of upcoming software across each and every platform as listed by the Kinda Funny Games Daily Show hosts each and every weekday.
Before I get to your jingle, I'm going to leave you hanging because guess what? It's time for some sponsors. No, you did great. You did great. You crushed it. This is not about you at all. This is about these people who don't want to go to patreon.com/kindoffunnygames to get the show for free. So they have to hear about Upstart. During these economically turbulent times, everyone is looking for a way to feel more financially secure. So if you're still needlessly throwing money every month at high interest credit card debt, it's time you checked out Upstart, the revolutionary online lending platform that knows you're more than just a credit score. Now is the time to find out how low your Upstart rate can be and help pay off high interest credit card debt. Unlike other lenders, Upstart can reward you based on your education and job history in the form of a smarter rate. You don't need a degree or diploma to apply, though. Upstart lets you skip going to the bank because it's completely online. They offer loans from $1,000 to $50,000 so you can consolidate your debt into one easy fixed rate payment. Upstart makes it fast and simple to check your rate. Since it's just a soft pull, it won't affect your credit score. The hard pull happens if you accept your rate and proceed with your application. The best part, if the loan is approved and accepted, most people get their funds the very next business day. Over 400,000 people have used Upstart to pay off credit cards and meet their financial goals. Free yourself from the burden of high interest credit card debt and get back to using your money the way you want with Upstart. I've talked about it before. I took a loan. I moved to SF. This would have been helpful because nobody else cared about my education, and they got me. See why Upstart has a 4.9 out of 5 rating on Trustpilot, and hurry to upstart.com/KFgames to find out how low your Upstart rate can be. Checking your rate takes only a few minutes. That's upstart.com/KFgames. Your loan amount will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Not all applicants will qualify for the full amount. Our next sponsor is DoorDash. Between never-ending laundry cycles and incoming emails, you've got plenty on your to-do list. Give yourself one less thing to worry about and let DoorDash take care of your next meal. You want Chinese, they want pizza, and someone is craving froyo. There's something for everyone on DoorDash. Continue supporting restaurants in your community safely. There are thousands of restaurants open for delivery on DoorDash that need your patronage now more than ever. Support your favorite restaurants on DoorDash, of course. That's what we've been doing here at Kinda Funny, me in particular. On top of ordering from the same places I order from all the time, I've been on this new thing trying to find new different wing stops or new different wing restaurants. And I found this new place that does the spicy lemon pepper, just like Pluckers in Austin. And I'm very excited. And I showed it to Andy. And let me tell you, I've never felt more vindicated than when Andy used DoorDash to get these wings and enjoyed them and said, yes, these are just like the Pluckers ones. DoorDash is the app that brings food you're craving right now, right to your door. Ordering is easy. Open the DoorDash app, choose what you want to eat, and your food will be left safely outside your door with their new contactless delivery drop-off setting. With over 300,000 partners in the US, Puerto Rico, Canada, and Australia, you can support your local go-tos or choose from your favorite national restaurants like Chipotle, Wendy's, and the Cheesecake Factory. Right now, our listeners can get $5 off and 0 delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter the code GAMES. That's $5 off your order and 0 delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and use the code GAMES. Don't forget, code GAMES, $5 off your first order with DoorDash. Get $5 off and 0 delivery fees on your next order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and use the code GAMES. And the final sponsor of the day is Bespoke Post. This fall, as you get back into the swing of things, Bespoke Post has brand new seasonal box of awesome collections for guys, guaranteed to upgrade your life. I know you've seen Tim Geddes, and let's be honest, he didn't have his life together, but then he started getting the Bespoke box, and he got the cool whiskey glasses, and he got the cool thing, and suddenly his house, he looks like an adult now, Kevin. You know, before, he looked like a boy obsessed with shoes. Now, he's there, and he's got his tumblers for whiskey, and he's very, very happy.
Greg, they also had the Hue lights. I got some Hue lights from it.
Damn it.
I got to sign up because I want some more Hue lights, as you can tell from my video.
Damn it. I got to get these Hue lights. Whether it's gear to upgrade your autumn craft beers or cozy threads for when the temperature dips, Bespoke Post only sends guys the best stuff every month. No matter what you're into, Box of Awesome has you covered. From style and grooming goods to barware, cooking tools, and outdoor gear, Box of Awesome has collections for every part of your life. To get started, take the quiz at boxofawesome.com. Your answers will help them pick the right box of awesome for you. They release new boxes every month across a ton of different categories. It's free to sign up, and you can skip a month or cancel anytime. Each box costs exactly $45, but has over $70 worth of gear inside. Get 20% off your first monthly box when you sign up at boxofawesome.com and enter the code GAMES at checkout. That's boxofawesome.com, code GAMES to get 20% off your first box.
Yeah.
You gave me a heart attack.
I'm sorry, dude. You know what I mean? This is jazz out here, Mario. You never know what's gonna happen. And we're out there doing it. And that's what happened.
There it is. You guys got it.
Kevin, you want to join us for some jazz?
La La Land? Let's go.
Out today, Little Witch Academia VR Broom Racing is available on Oculus Quest 1 today, and it will be ready for Oculus Quest 2's launch tomorrow. Epicnunium is on PC and Mac. Rhymestorm is on P. Isoland the Amusement Park is on PC and Mac. Pedal Crash is on Switch, and Res Infinite is now available on Oculus Quest. New dates for you. Raise the Dead is on PlayStation 4 and Steam on October 22nd. That's Raise Possessives, like RAY''S the Dead. Not Raise, you know what I mean? Like Raise.
Like
Ghostbusters.
Like Brown Man? Or I see.
Like our friend Ray. Bless Unleashed. PC closed beta is set for November 4th. You like that? I was like, what? Oh, there it is. Bless Unleash. PC closed beta November 4th. Spellbreak is launching a content upgrade. Prologue, The Gathering Storm on October 22nd. And then Guilty Gear Strive is coming to PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and PC April 9th, 2021. Or you can get the Deluxe or Ultimate Edition and get it on April 6th, 2021.
Okay. Spellbreak's a good game. Have you tried it yet?
I have not. I know I saw it's another one I watched Andy and Bless talk about, but I haven't played it myself.
Yeah, as a Avatar: The Last Airbender fan, it gave me that sensation of like being a bender. The problem was I nailed my very first game. I won it, and I was like, "Yeah, good for me." Until someone told me that the first game is bots.
Yeah, you go online, you're like beating your chest, you're showing the screenshots. Yeah.
Yep, and deleted all of that.
Yeah, well, you have to. You know what I mean? You don't want to look like a clown out there. Have you played more since then? Or was that just so heartbreaking you walked away?
It was very heartbreaking, and because I was like, all right, well, then I'm going to try and play a couple more games, and just got clowned out every single time. But silver lining is I do want to keep an eye on it and see if more people want to play, because that game is still interesting, and I think the mechanics are great.
One of the things I usually do, but we talked about Hispanic Heritage Week at the top, is tell me about your gaming taste. What is your favorite game of all time? What are you playing nowadays, Mario?
Well, right now I'm actually playing a little game called Peace Walker on my Xbox.
Look at this guy. Who's got great taste? Mario has great taste.
Listen, it's been such a long year. I'm like, I need games to play, and there's such a backlog to my life that I need to fill it. I played Resident Evil 4 for the first time this year. Wow. I played Metal Gear Solid 2 for the first time this year.
Wow.
And I was like, that game is awesome. That's my new favorite game. And then I played Metal Gear Solid 3 right after, and I was like, fuck, I was wrong. That's the great game.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, obviously, for Peace Walker. Someone gave me a PS3 just so I could play 4. Nice. And then, of course, I want to finish 5. 5 got me in. I played 5 a lot until Sunlight has dropped off.
Sure.
But in terms of like getting into the Metal Gear, it's been my year. So I've been excited.
That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah. It's sad to say that like my favorite game this year so far are games that came out like 20 years ago. But ultimately,
that's how it rolls. You don't pick when you play it. You play it and then you go, and that's what it's got to be. You stick with what your favorite game of the year was. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and then I would say, I grew up playing Halo. I grew up playing obviously Mario. I had literally a controller in my hand as I was a baby. Yeah. Literally, it's in the name. But ultimately, currently the games that I'm playing actually are like, tell me why.
Tell me why. Yeah.
Tell me
what
why.
Chapter are you on? I did chapter 1 and I haven't made it to chapter 2 or 3 yet. I like chapter 1 a lot.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of 2 right now. I'm playing it primarily on Game Pass. I'm sorry, xCloud. My bad.
Sure, okay.
Because I have the key. By the way, I was so jealous of Rikishi, and I had to buy. And it took me 2 months to find one, and luckily I finally have it. So I've been playing it primarily on that. So
smart. That's cool.
Yeah.
So for next gen, these systems launching, what's your number 1 launch title? What's the one you're most excited for?
It's going to be Miles Morales. Miles Morales is going to be the one. I definitely want to see the kind of want to platinum Spider-Man 1 again, but then again, but I'm not. I'm in the middle of the plus run right now, and I'm just like, I could continue and get those trophies, and Greg Miller would be happy, or I could just.
You don't even need the platinum for the you don't even need the plus for the.
I already got the platinum.
There you go.
I spent like the extra work. Yeah, exactly. I won 100% though. That's that percentage. Thank God they changed those things though on the trophies. So I look way more impressive than I did before.
Totally. Oh yeah, to 515. Don't worry about me, everybody. I did a double take at it last night. I was playing Foregone. I looked up like, what the hell? All right, okay, cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of best games of the year, Greg Way, time for some reader mail. Remember, you can write in patreon.com/kindafunnygames with your questions, comments, concerns, and everything under the video game sun. Today, All Aircraft Report writes in and says, I just recently watched the We Have Cool Friends interview with Jeff Keighley. Great video, by the way. Thank you. Everybody check out We Have Cool Friends with Jeff Keighley. Obviously, Greg and Jeff talked about the Game Awards, and it got me thinking. It's an open secret that in the film industry, certain movies are tailor-made to grab awards. Oscar bait, I think the term is. Do you foresee the equivalent trend ever happening in the games industry? Maybe in the AAA gaming space? If not, what conditions would there be in order for this to happen? Mario, do you ever see Oscar bait, but for the Game Awards or game, awards in general?
Yeah, I played Last of Us.
Hey, bada bing, bada boom.
No, I'm kidding. I personally love Last of Us 1 and
Great
2.
Taste. Oh, look at that. Look at this guy.
I know, right? I'm trying my best here. So when I was reading this, I personally found the term Oscar bait to be bullshit, primarily because I feel like the creative intent of making the movie, I still think is part of the creators and wanting to tell that story, depending on the movie. If it's fucking, what is it, Valentine's Day or New Year's Eve or any of those movies that are clearly a checklist, no, not those movies. But in terms of like movies like, let's just say like the Imitation Game or something like that, where it's clearly like a prestige type film. Yeah, I think it's bullshit when it comes to the actual movie itself. It's the marketing. And I think the marketing for video games could have that. Where basically, in terms of Oscar bait, it's like the marketing is leading you to feel like you should play this game. And I think that is where you get that term. Word of mouth, when it comes to actually making games, it takes so much passion, so much power, like to gather people to do anything. Like doing these videos, it takes so much to just make a production, right? And I think that you have to have a passion for it. So when it comes to like, we're tailor making these things, unless it is those like Amazon Crucible, I think that it comes to the marketing of the actual piece. It's supposed to lead you to it, but ultimately, yes. Yeah, I mean,
this is something I brought up with Jeff on the interview that I wasn't even aware of, because I was like, for Oscars in Hollywood, right? When you're down there, there's all these billboards that are for your consideration as they're trying to get it in front of the Oscar voting board to actually understand their movie or whatever. And I said something akin to that. Do you see games getting to that point? Because we already get emails, usually that are like, hey, and just a general reminder, here's what Sega published this year, and these would be available. And he said this, and I wasn't aware, and I'm a judge, right? And kind of funny as a judge, of just like, hey, like, no, we actually say you can't campaign for the Game Awards. Like, you can't send the crazy decadent packages that are like, hey, just a reminder, here's a bottle of champagne to enjoy, New Year's, and it's branded whatever, like Borderlands 3 or some shit. It's like, you can't do that.
You can send it before, though, in terms of these.
You get the crazy, but it's also that weird, like, give and take of, like, I've been, this year putting up a whole bunch of, like, as we've gone into the fall here, the crazy boxes I'm getting for games.
Your Battlegrounds one made me so upset. I wanted so badly. I was so
you wanted that? You wanted the stuffed alligator?
Yeah, no, pretty much because obviously I have a fondness, obviously, for wrestling, and the fact that my first thing was a WWE event. The fact that I couldn't do a lot this year pisses me off. Yeah. But the fact that yes, I would have loved to have that.
And that's the thing about it, where you're getting these things that are part of the normal video game marketing, but then you're also, I'm sure they're hopeful that you'll remember when you come to that thing. I'm with you that I think, again, games take so much time, and you're even when it comes to Game Awards, those are like what people like to have, when we do our E3 faces and I see those, the Kind of Funny approved awards go back and get put up in studios. Those are the carrot on the stick of like, hey, you're working on something and you've been working on it for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Look, people are enjoying it. And so to get to that finish line and get it out and have those are the nice, like, literal cherries on top, but it's about getting a player base and it's about selling the game. And so again, marketing wise, they love having these awards, but to sit there and say, you know what, we're going to work on a game or make somebody work on a game for 3-4 years and just for the things we want to be the Game Awards, Game of the Year. No, they don't do that. They'd love to be Game of the Year. They'd love to have all these things, but that's not going to happen until you can turn games way quicker. And also, no offense to Jeff, who I obviously adore, and I adore the Game Awards, till those matter more and move the needle more for sales. Like they do for sure. Like obviously all of the awards at the end of the year put games on people's radar they've never seen before, but they're not the destination like the whole world is watching. I think we're getting there closer every year, like more and more the viewership's up for Game Awards, but I don't think it's leading to a point where, all of a sudden you see Game of the Year is God of War, and then all of a sudden there's a giant sales spike in it the next 1 month.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Mario, we asked people watching live on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames to go to kindoffunny.com/you're wrong and tell us what we screw up as we screw it up so we can set the record straight for everybody watching later on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, roosterteeth.com, and podcast services around the globe. Nanobiologist writes in and says, Greg, weren't you supposed to get the David S. Pumpkins jacket from the studio over the weekend? Where is it? And that's a great point, Nano. I want you to know that we filmed the Borderlands show on Friday, and I had the Psycho outfit, and I was going to take that back. It's in the trunk of the car to go back to the studio, which would have reminded me to grab the jacket. And I forget why I was like, I don't need to do that. And then I think it was like last night in bed, I was like, fuck. So the pumpkin jacket. Still drinking out of my pumpkin mug though. So we got that going this year. All right.
There you go.
Is there a reason you took down some of your Halloween decorations?
Well, they're not down. They're just not on. You're talking about the lights, right?
Yeah.
Like the ghost is usually dancing. I again, like look at how much light I'm getting. I just didn't think I don't think I had the.
Well, you're ruining Halloween for some of us. Just a heads up.
Wow. Fuck. I didn't realize I was the bellwether of Halloween. I'm sorry. You know
really?
what, Kevin? Tomorrow.
Really? You didn't realize that? Oh, and I'm sure you'll have your jacket too.
You know what, Kevin? Give a gold star. I like the way you're sassed.
Yeah, you do.
Fair.
Yeah, you
That's
do.
Fair. That's fair. Zyger writes in and says, Greg said his feet have never broken anything in the old studio. This is wrong because during Extra Life, Greg's feet broke the power of the whole studio more than once. It's a great point. It's a great point.
That was terrifying. Do you remember that we couldn't figure out why that was happening too? We had the electrician come by and he was like,
burn
I don't
us
know.
Down, right? Yeah.
Well, no, he was just like, I don't know.
Robbie Rob writes in and says, I know this is not a full you're wrong. This is for Mario. You don't let anyone tell you that you aren't as great as you are. When we first met in the Kind of Funny community Zoom, you truly brought life back into the world the world I walk and continue to have fun and more. Thank you for your work on DualShockers and the many laughs we have had.
Thank you so much, Rob. It's a pleasure.
And then hold on, I'm gonna look at this link. It seems real, but I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Greg,
I don't want to get ahead.
Do a squat up.
I'm gonna do it at the end. I like to keep people guessing.
Okay.
Here we go. This is from Engorged Peanut 42. Miss New Dates. Sonic the Hedgehog comes to Fall Guys as a costume October 14th for 10 crowns. Blessing can fulfill his dream of falling fast. He links then to a Wario 64 tweet, and there it is. Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog comes falling to Fall Guys on October 14th.
Teenage Ninja Turtles was coming to Smite. I saw this morning. It's like a skin.
Oh my God, it's happening.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm not gonna get 10 crowns in time.
10 crowns. 10.
Yeah. Also, Engorged Peanut 42 points out that P.S. Kevin got 10 stars and earned a shirt. So you get this is the studio shirt man made. Remember, Kev?
Yeah, I'm real excited about that. But we should have a conversation about all the other shirts that I want.
I'm fine with that.
Can we talk about how I want a Team Fat shirt, but for my fat self?
What fat size you pushing these days?
Ready for this number? 6.
Oh, okay. What do we only go up to? 4 or 5?
4.
It's just the disrespect. Fucking respect. I know. Okay, yeah. Now it's time to squad up. This is where one of you writes into patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. Give me your name, username, platform of choice, and why you need help in a video game. I already hear the best friends come and find you. Everybody plays games together. Today, Brad needs help on the PlayStation 4, but puts in parentheses, soon to be PS5, and then uses little party emoji. He is Captain Kirk 93 on PSN, but of course, he spells it CPTKIRK 93, all one word. Looking for some Australian buddies who want to squad up with current gen games like Borderlands, Destinies, and Rocket League, but also people who want to get hyped and ready for PS5 games. If you are an Australian buddy who want to play Borderlands, Destiny, or Rocket League, or get hyped for PS5 games, hit up Captain Kirk 93. Ladies and gentlemen, that's another episode of Kind of Funny Games Daily in the bank, except for that huge post show we're doing on patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. Mario, did you have fun?
I did. I am shocked that it's over.
It goes fast.
Yeah, it goes fast, and the conversation was flowing. So I'm happy that I was able to be here and to help create and bring joy for this week for the Latin community, to help everyone else have an opportunity to give people things. So hard to put into words, but
well, like I said, I can't thank you enough for doing it and pointing it out and making sure we were on task for it. Remember, yes, this kicks off Kind of Funny's Hispanic Heritage Week. For Kind of Funny Games Daily, it looks like this. Tuesday, it'll be Tim and IGN's Janet Garcia. Wednesday, it will be me and Danny Pena, of course, Gamertag Radio. Thursday, it'll be Blessing if his teeth don't come back. You know what I mean? This kid's teeth, we don't know what's going on with them. He says he's going to be able to do some PS I Love You today. I'll believe it when I see it. But if his teeth are there, it'll be Blessing and Sancho West. And then Friday will be me and Elaine Gomez closing out Hispanic Heritage Week. Again, remember, though, there are also We Have Cool Friends. There's also a Kind of Funny podcast. There's a whole bunch of different stuff going on, including the post show we're about to do for Kind of Funny Games Daily. Mario, if people aren't coming to patreon.com/kindoffunnygames, where can they keep up with you?
You can keep up with me at that Mario Rivera on Twitter. It's primarily where you'll find me. If you message me, DM me, I'm probably going to answer because I'm a very personal person. When you want to see my work, I'm primarily right now at youtube.com/DualShockers, where you'll be able to see reviews. You actually will see Solitaire Conspiracy video, which I am excited to dip my hands into. I haven't got a chance to play it. I'm really excited. I've been very busy. Just saying.
It's understandable. Don't worry.
You also can find me on twitch.tv/that Mario Rivera. You'll find me everywhere, to be honest. You'll find me in weird places at that Mario Rivera. But ultimately, I would say follow me on there because I'm going to be streaming for Zombie Kills. Tap me to do some charity stuff for her later this month. That's going to be great. If you want more information on that, obviously, if you can, Zombie Kills on Twitter. There's so much, but I'm just going to leave it there.
Okay. Mario, you were fantastic. Of course, thank you for dedicating your time today. And of course, thank you for being a Kind of Funny best friend.
Absolutely. Glad to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Kind of Funny Games Daily. Remember, each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about. If you like that, be part of the show at patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. We're about to do the post show, or you can watch it later on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, roosterteeth.com, and podcast services around the globe. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.